What's up, guys? It is July 30th, second to the last day of the month, and the last day of 2025 without football. If you guys have paid attention to the channel, then you've seen that I make a lot of those videos on Sundays during football season. I love the NFL, love football, and I love the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of situations. So, guys, I'm here today to talk about a chain that I've talked about many a times. It's one of my favorite chains, but it's a little bit different review. I'm just going to give you my overall take on the 3.2 millimeter heavy link, and a little surprising news. So I have this 3.2 18 karat, it's 36.5 grams. It was 24 inches. It weighed 41, maybe 40. But anyways, guys, I had it sized down back in May to 23 inches because with a pendant on it, I really like 22. So I thought that would be perfect. I also wanted something to wear. It's just a solitaire. And as you can see here, looks pretty good, I think. So in between that 22, and of course can't go back, Bob, I can't make it a 24, but that would be about right here. And so I just thought this 23 is perfect. There are good things and there are bad things about it. So I'm gonna start with the bad things because there's so very many good things there. Whatever, there are a lot more good things than there are bad things. The bad things are it's going to be a more expensive chain because of the gold weight. And for me personally, somebody, if again you've watched, you know that I get headaches, and so 36.5 at 23 inches is quite a bit for me. And I know that you guys may be like, well, you've worn 100-gram chains and stuff. Yeah, but not all day and stuff. If I'm going out, I may pop on something like that, but not like this. So anyways, guys, let me go ahead and take this off. I think that when it comes to heavy links, I had a top 3 chain video where it was pretty much rope, a Miami Cuban type chain, which whether it be a concave or, I'm not much into flat curbs. Sorry, Braden, but I had both. Pretty much one of my first bracelets with a flat curb, and I bought a Cuban, and I wore them together. I paired them up. The solitaire look on this, I remember when I bought it, because I've had I've had the 5 millimeter before. I actually had it in 22 karat, I think, when it was cheaper. But the 4 millimeters and stuff like that, I've had the 2.7. And I wanted a solitaire look, so I went with the 3.2. And I remember Braden saying, are you sure it's gonna have enough presence? And it's exactly what I wanted, guys. Didn't want anything flashy. I am 233 pounds, and I am 6'3", okay? And 7/5, 18th of a quarter, point pi. But would I go back if I could and rebuy this chain? So I've also had the 22 karat heavy cable link in 2 millimeter. And for what I wanted, I think that I wanted the 3.2 and I was happy with it. And I think it's a great chain. However, when you put those mini size pendants, which this, guys, if you're wearing, it'll rock the mini size for sure. That's what I was wearing. But if you're only standard size or a normal size pendant, this is where it's at. It's going to look perfect. However, on the minis, it doesn't pull at that V if that's something that you're looking for. It didn't really bother me. It kind of hangs like this. However, this is great to me when you have heavy chains. The teardrop lobster clasp, because you have, it's bowl number one, it's a little easier to grab. You know, number two, it's, you know, you would think it's a little more sturdy. However, guys, when you have a smaller pendant on there, if it were to get, you know, turned around, say like this is all the way down here and you have the pendant on it, well, I'll just show you, it will get caught. And so that may be a negative to you, because even though this chain is super durable, we're talking about the links, right? And that's with any chain, but there are always going to be weak spots. So that clasp, right? If you keep yanking on that, you don't think, gold soft, guys, even though that's a piece of metal there, that'll pull apart and eventually that'll slide. Or, see your O-ring, what'll happen is that O-ring, some of them especially haven't been soldered, or they're not very close together. This one looks pretty dang good, guys. But it will pull apart, and it doesn't matter how strong these links are. It doesn't matter if it's a rope with a thin wire or if it's a heavy link that looks like that. It's coming off. You're breaking it, you're snapping it, and if you're asleep, you're not gonna know. And what'll happen is, say this, I mean, even if you're, I call it the booby, but even if your clasp is at the back, guys, and you roll over and your chain and your cross goes, uh-oh. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so then if your cross gets caught and you start to roll over, you're popping that. Or there's a chance. Again, the thinner the chain, you know, the easier it is. But check this out. That's what I'm saying. You cannot go wrong. That's a mini size boss cross. And so, see, you have plenty of room in here. This slides in and out. In and out. In and out. Okay, so what's the hate about it, right? Nothing. What would I do if I could do it differently? I would have probably gotten the 2.7 because it's a little bit, you know, I would have had more of a presence. Let me show you what this looks like. I don't have any mini angels and stuff in here, guys. It's 5:48 in the morning. So I'm off today, so I'm not going in, thank goodness. I was working 6 days a week, and they're 9-hour shifts, so it's like, oh my God. Anyways, life's different. Life's a garden, dig it. But doesn't that look good? I mean, to me, that looks great. And then the mini angel, man, the way it hangs, just beautiful. But if you had a 2.7, it's gonna be more of that look, which I think is probably the best. You're probably not gonna have that, you know, getting caught, you know, really it's the shirts, the graphics that's catching it, because it's sticky, hicky. But, you know, 2.7, guys, is probably what I would have gotten. But if you're just like, if you're gonna throw a pendant on it every once in a while, 3.2. You know, if you're getting it to wear a pendant all the time. So what I've done is, this was one of my favorite chains. I had it sized down and I sold it. I'm shipping it out this morning. This will be the last time that you see it. I'm going to go clean it, and Diego, my friend, I'm sending it to you. On that note, guys, I have placed an order with Braden. I made a video. I'm getting from Lynx. I'm going to get my concave curve back. I bought it 3 frickin' times. And I'll get to that point. 24-inch, and then I sold it and got a 26-inch, and I sold it like last month, and I am buying it back, and it's more expensive, and I lost money on it when I sold it. But guess what? That's why I'm doing these reviews and these videos for you guys, so you don't do this. I bought a 18 karat 4mm Figaro, because this is a 4mm, which I did a review on this, guys, and you will see it from Daniel Jewelry Inc. This is 18 karat. It's got the Daniel Jewelry emblem and 18 karat. And I can kind of show you real quick. Check this out together. So this is a 4mm Cuban, 18 karat, and a Jacoji heavy link. Pretty close, huh? In 3.2 to 4. Guys, these rounded links, whether it's a rope or it's a heavy link, they just look bigger. So 4 and a 3.2, it's really where it's at, ain't it? And so that figure is 24 inches. So it was really hard. I was hoping, I wasn't going to list this until I was 100% sure. And I got these other chains. Because I also ordered a rope chain bracelet, tricolor, 5mm from Lynx, or from Jacoji, and to accommodate for some pendants, I just went ahead and ordered a 14 karat, 1.5mm heavy link, and 22 inches, because I wanted something that size. You know, so I was thinking, okay, well, I'll get the 4mm, and I'll see what it looks like, what this looks like paired with a 4mm, 24-inch Figaro. Because you saw how close it was to the Miami Cuban, and then I thought, oh, well, then also I've got this 23-inch I can wear with a 26-inch concave curb, and that'll look really good together. But, you know, whenever you've got something like this and you can sell it and pretty much buy, you know, the Figaro, the rope chain, or the rope bracelet, and the heavy link, and you still have money left over, or it's pretty close, actually. What do I do? You know, I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be whatever, you know, have an abundance of stuff. But this is where I'm getting at. Prices have gone up. Gold's up a lot since for the last 2 years, I think, you know, 30, 40%, 40%. It's crazy, guys. So my advice to you is, if you're on the fence about something, get it and keep it. And I will, when I make my last video here in a couple weeks, I will say this again. Don't keep looking for the greener grass on the other side of the road. If you're thinking you want a 5mm and you get it and you're happy, people talk about upgrading and stuff. Okay, down the road, but don't get it and flip it or sell it, not flip it, because you're probably not going to make any money, but don't get it and sell it because now you want this, but then this, and then this. Because I'm going to tell you what happens. It's just a very long road to be the prodigal son and come back to where you were. Because guess what? When it's all said and done, I missed my 5mm rope, you know, because I wanted to upgrade, and then I did a whole journey, and now just 5mm, but you know, it would probably be a little too heavy. So I'm just kind of, you know, I've gotten a little older. I'm kind of going away from bigger chains. I want to do smaller stuff. You know, the 3.2 here is probably going to be one of the harder ones to sell. You know, well, it's already sold, but I mean, like, emotion wise. However, guys, it's, you know, at the end of the day, it is just a necklace. But you know, you don't want to sell something and be like, oh man, I wish I would have kept. That's what I'm telling you guys. Get something and don't worry about, well, should I have gotten this or should I have gotten this? Be happy with what you got. It'll save you lots of money, lots of stress, and lots of time. So do your due diligence, watch videos. If you're in between a 2 and a 3, get the 3. If you're in between a 2.7 and a 3.2, get the 3.2. If you don't know if you should get 14 or 18, you're looking at about $1,000 plus jump, depending on what kind of chain. Get the 18. 18 karat is for people that, it's like a diamond, guys, okay? Because you're gonna lose more money on 18 than 14, but you're also spending more money. So you lose a lot of money on diamonds. So when you go and you buy, if you're somebody who buys chains and then gets sick of them and whatever, go 14 karat, go 10. Go 14, go 10, go silver. However, if you're in it for life or, you know, whatever, and do it. Get that 18 karat, 75%, 22 karat, whatever. I love 22 karat. I don't think it's too soft. I just think 18 is probably right in the sweet spot, because if you get a 14 karat pendant, say you're out and you're walking around, you find the pendant that you just absolutely love and it's 14 karat, that you have 18 karat, and that chain happens to be maybe plated in 22 after that. I mean, so it's just, it doesn't match, and you just kind of want to get that color hue together. But get your chains and be happy. And I'm not trying to, the tri-truth, we do a lot of buying and selling in there, but get what you want and keep it. It'll make you happy, okay? And then whenever you're in a different situation or better, instead of upgrading or doing anything else, buy, if you can afford it, buy another one. Don't trade it in, don't sell the other one, because guess what? You may end up coming back to it, and in the long run, that's gonna cost you some money. Go look at the tri-truth, how many videos Mike's done of the same chain. Look at my videos, how many videos I've done of the same chain. I told you guys I bought the concave curve 3 times. What does that tell you? That tells you that it's my favorite chain, probably, period. And so the rope chain that I'm getting on my wrists, the tricolor, is because I was really into white gold, but I could only afford silver. So I never really got white gold until I was older. So rose gold's not really my thing, but I'm just, I'm appreciative of it. I think it's really cool. I think rose gold is a freaking awesome color in the fall. I don't know why. It's just that, but it's like, well, if I could only have one, I'm just gonna afford yellow gold. Well, guess what? On that bracelet, that is gonna be sweet. And the Figaro, and like I said, the rope was the first gold chain that I ever bought, was a rope chain. So it was very important to me to have something to represent that. And my wife has a 5mm rope that I originally bought, and then I'd given to my mother. And then when she passed, I got it back, thank God. And now my wife has it. So I'm gonna wear that, and then I'm also getting that 4mm 18 karat Figaro, because that was the first chain, if you've ever seen, my grandmother bought me a service merchandise for $100 sterling silver. And $100, guys, in 1995 or 6, we're not talking thousands, but we're talking more than 100. With inflation, it's probably $200 or some $100 now. But that's, I wore chains before that, but that was my favorite. And so I'm so happy to have it back. It'll make me feel a certain way. And I'm gonna miss this 3.2 heavy link. But the thing is, when it comes to pairing and stuff, I just, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get what I want. I like having jewelry. I like having necklaces. So if you're somebody who switches out a lot, get 14 karat or something like that, guys. That Figaro 18 karat, that's perfect for me, because it's sentimental. It means something. It kind of represents my journey. And other than that, it's let's rock and roll it. But if you're on the edge, guys, get something, because I'm not going to get worldly or politically talkative or anything like that, but who knows what's going to happen. Things have shot up, and tariffs and everything else, and regardless if there isn't, some companies are going to raise their prices, and then other companies have to raise their prices. So if you're in it, get it now. Just do it. And then, who knows, maybe in a year or two, you'll be almost even. And then maybe not. Maybe you've lost, money on it, but I doubt it. So I'm gonna sit 20 minutes. It's 5:59 a.m. I'm gonna go wake all my family up. I think I'll go jump on them. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to kill them. I love you guys, and I will see you soon.